Hey, this video is basically a part 2 to the video I made last week, so if you haven't watched that one, go ahead and do that by clicking the link in the description below. But if you have watched that one, then sit back and enjoy. Oh, hey there. Sorry for all the excitement. I've just been sitting here for the past week in the same clothes, thinking about Black and White 2. It's such a good, not just a good Pokemon game, but a good game. And there's so many things to like about it. The Pokédex, the look, the story, the music, the fact that the professor is a MILF. Pokemon Black and White 2. Everything a sequel should be. Now, I won't spend too much time talking about the first game, as I did plenty of that in my last video, but I will briefly go over the problem I had with it. You see, the good old people down at Game thought it would have been a great idea if the next Pokemon game only had new Pokemon when head of the company, Powdered Toast Man, got told to do so by a homeless man. Unfortunately, because everyone who worked on the game has a collective 5 brain cells, many Pokemon share similar issues such as a high evolution level, poor stat spreads, and many suffering from crippling debt. Don't believe me? Here's what Garbodor looked like before his gambling addiction. This made team building less enjoyable due to the problems I stated before, as you'd most likely find yourself using around 40 of the 156 Pokemon, that's counting the pre-evolved forms too, so it's actually less than that as well. While Black and White 1 overall is a good game, there's no way Game Freak could get away with making the same mistake twice. That's a lie, they've gotten away with that multiple times. But they realized the error of their ways when they released Black and White 2 in June of 2012. Black and White 2 featured a larger world compared to its predecessor, complete with an all-new story filled with new characters, previous characters that have now changed, and a returning 155 Pokemon added to the Univadex. Now, if you watched my last video, then you're probably thinking I'm going to come on here and just gush about how good of a change this is, and how it eliminates all the problems that Black and White's 1 Pokedex had. And if you thought that, you'd be absolutely right. This does nothing but improve upon the original game. It's not even up for debate. I don't want to hear anything about it. Every single issue, and I do mean every single issue, that was shared between the Unovan Pokemon have been eliminated. No, outright eviscerated by adding all these new Pokemon to Unova. Or returning ones, I mean. You think I'm messing around? You think I'm making a deal out of nothing? Nope. Let me break it down for you. Don't like how so many Pokemon evolve so late that it makes you not want to use them? Simply catch a returning Pokemon. But easy, I could already just not use Pokemon that evolved late in the first game. Yes, but because there were way less Pokemon in the first Black and White, you would be severely limiting your options, and many of the options you would be limiting yourself to had their own issues to begin with. But in Black and White 2, gone. Want to use a Psychic type? Well, in the first game, many of your options were either slow or evolved late, but in Black and White 2, simply catch a wild Eevee, yes, a wild Eevee, we'll get back to that, and evolve it into an Espeon. Want to use a Fire type? In the first game, your real only option was Darmanitan because it was just simply the best. It was the fastest, it hit the hardest, but if you're tired of using it in Black and White 2, catch a Growlithe and take advantage of Arcanine's amazing base stat total. It'll be a Fire Blast. Oh, shut up! Another issue that is greatly remedied with the addition of all these returning Pokemon is the issue with the stat spreads of Unovan Pokemon. For example, want to use an electric type? In Black and White 1, you had a quick Zebra with a poor stat spread and a god-awful stab and wild charge, a Pikachu clone with an interesting gimmick but poor stats, an Eel and Mudfish that, while having decent stats, come way too late in the adventure, so all you're left with is Galvantula, a good Pokemon, no doubt, but that's 1 out of the 5 electric type Pokemon that are good to use, excluding legendaries, which are still too late anyway. But in Black and White 2, you get a Mareep before you have a single badge. You get the idea. More options means more variety to build a team using said options. This is not rocket science. Now, obviously, this wouldn't be the case if the Pokemon they chose were pure trash. So are they? Well, there are some stinkers like Delcatty and Sunflora, but overall, these are some stellar picks. You have Pokemon like Arcanine, Ampharos, as I mentioned before. You can catch a Riolu within the first hour of the game. You can catch wild Eevees for the first time in any mainline Pokemon. Flygon is here, Heracross is back, Aggron, Claydol, Zangoose, Skarmory, Drapion, Skarmory, Absol, Skarmory. So many good mons were added, and they make this game so much better. It is so fun to build a team in Black and White 2 because you have all these great returning Pokemon combined with some of the best Pokemon of Gen 5. It just makes for so many fun possibilities for teams. These Pokemon being here help make the issues that many Unovan Pokemon have feel non-existent. You're no longer limited to a few mediocre Pokemon in the early game, and you're not flooded with late evolving Pokemon in the mid to late game, because once again, there are just more options to choose from. Now, do the Unovan Pokemon still have those issues? Yes, of course, but now they're in a game where it is extremely manageable to deal with them, allowing for an overall improved and much more fun experience compared to Black and White 1. Man, it feels good to talk about a Pokemon game that I just love through and through. No negativity, no extra water, no being too ridiculously easy, no nothing. It's just a great game that I can enjoy and not have to worry about any problems. I couldn't do that with Pokemon Black and White 1 because the Pokédex hindered my enjoyment too much. I was too focused on what Pokemon I wanted to use and how to make the most optimal team with such a hard Pokédex to do it with that I found myself not enjoying it as much as I could. But with Black and White 2, that just doesn't happen because it is quite literally one of, if not the best mainline Pokemon games ever made. Quote me on it. So, with that all said, however, I have finally, after so long, found a Pokemon game that I just enjoy no matter what. So, with that all said, I'm Easily Easy, and I'll see you next time.